Who doesn't love a good story? It seems as if it's embedded in our very DNA. From the time we're babes, maybe even in the womb, our parents tell us stories to entertain us, to teach us, to help us fall asleep. Life is shared and fueled by story. Let me ask you, where did you meet your spouse? I'll bet there's a good story behind that. Where were you on 9/11? Or how did you get that scar? Or where did you get that outfit? Story, story, story. Our life is fueled by them, and you know what? So is our faith. Take a look at these. These are hieroglyphs found all over Egypt, where the nation of Israel began its great adventure with the Lord. Incredibly detailed images carved into stone. They're beautiful, aren't they? Some even see them as art, but in truth, they are stories about life and death and faith and the gods who the Egyptians worshipped. When the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt, they were surrounded, immersed in these images of faith that were carved in the stone. When God delivered them out of Egypt to serve as his holy nation to the rest of the world, listen to what he required of them. I am the Lord your God, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol, or any likeness of what is in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the water under the earth. Think about that for a minute. They had lived in a country that shared its faith story through carved images, and now they have the biggest faith story to tell of all, of the one true God. And he says, you cannot use carved idols or any kind of likeness of me to tell the world about me. Imagine their confusion. How would they possibly tell the world about the one true God, the great faith story that they had to tell? God began to teach them through Moses that they didn't need any carved images, but because they were created in his image, and that they would represent him and tell others about him as his image bearers. And you know what? We're called to do the same thing. 1 Peter 2 tells us, and coming to him as to a living stone, which has been rejected by men, but is choice and precious in the sight of God, you also, as living stones, are being built up as a spiritual house for a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. The Bible tells a good story about man and creation from beginning all the way into eternity. And I love the Bible. I love the stories of the Bible. My guess is you do too. But there are people in our lives who don't read the Bible. How will they know his story? By the way we live his story. We are his living stones, my friends, and they will know who he is by our love.